Доброго вечора, ми з України.
Hello, my name is Alina Lytvyniv. I am a correspondent in Ukrainian Freedom News. Recently, there was a charitable concert at Lviv Café club in Lviv. Musicians played jazz to raise money for Ukrainian armed forces and refugees. After the performance, I spoke to Karina Kumar, a jazz singer, and she shared her emotions and feelings about the war and music. And here is our conversation in English translation. Enjoy! What is your name and where you're from? My name is Karina. I come from the city of Khmelnytsky, but I have been studying here at the conservatory for the third year, so I have been living in Lviv for the third year too. How often did you play before the war? Not really very often. Approximately every Wednesday at the jam sessions, and literally before the war I started doing my own concerts. I managed literally 3 to 4 concerts. Is it your first performance during the war? If public, yes. In fact, it was very difficult to dare emotionally. You feel overwhelmed by emotions and you are not sure if you are ready to open up. But I understand that, well, you have to somehow overpower yourself, because music somehow helps to survive all this negativity, somehow step over it, take it away. So this is the first appearance in front of people. I was very afraid. Adapting there to the microphone, to your feelings on stage, and then you dive into the music, in the musicians who play so well, accompany you. As Yaroslav the trumpeter says, musicians are just paving the way for you so that you could play and sing in a flow. So I was really filled with, I would say, not just joyful emotions, but extremely warm emotions. Such warmth I feel now, which I am still ready to share. In fact, from the first days of the war, none of us sat idle. Everyone tried to get involved in something to help our country and our soldiers. For example, I volunteer with refugees. They come, stay with us at the location, we help them with housing, with going abroad, at least just feed them, give water. The guys help in warehouses, for example, with packing, loading and unloading of humanities. Have you thought about the mission of musicians now to keep people in shape during the war so that they do not feel so anxious? I did, but here are a few aspects I came across. Not many people are ready yet. Not everyone has yet moved away from this emotional load. But it seems to me that this is the already beginning. I see among my colleagues who are beginning to record songs, and enough to record than just to prepare some works to live the mood, to live the spirit. Though that people understand, of course there is a war, it's awful. It's one of the worst things that could happen to us in our life. But life doesn't stop there. As for music and war, it is perceived quite differently. About 2 weeks after the start of the war, I started listening to the album of Clifford Brown, the trumpeter. and drummer Mackie. I started to hear it in a completely different way. The very perception as a musician plays with what delivery, with what emotional message. I would say it probably sharpened my perception. How subtle I began to perceive the music. Something else that I listened to in the first year of university and now I'm in the third, what I listened to, it's just like I had listened to different albums and different artists. Are you worried about your future because you stayed in Lviv? I'm not worried at all. I mean, I did not have the desire to go abroad even if all those circumstances. That is, we were told that there is an opportunity to study in Poland during the war. It's cool. It would be interesting because there's a completely different community, completely different teachers who can teach you something new. But to leave Ukraine just like that? No. For some reason, I am more than sure that we will win soon. The victory will be ours, it's 100%. The question is how soon. I hope, in fact, very soon. But there is no fear for the future. Everything is being built, life will be restored, especially, thanks God, we in Lviv are calm now and having a very cool community. The guys came from Dnipro, from Kyiv, very cool as people and musicians. So, on the contrary, the war will just end, our life will begin here, especially jazz life. The guys will not return to home at once. They will stay here, will develop jazz music, jazz art. So no fear, on the contrary, I'm already waiting for when we will win so that we could continue to develop and send our message to people. Розвиватися та посилати цей меседж людям.